PGL cancelled their tournament because of ESL. Jcobbb himself asked to be benched in FaZe. What really happened between Frozen and Navi and the grand finals of ESL Pro League Season 22. Hello there friends, this is CS2 News Hub. Without further ado, let's get straight to it. We shall start today's video with some changes, and more specifically with the Esports World Cup. So, new information has appeared about what exactly awaits us next year. The tournament will now feature 32 teams, and the prize pool will be $2 million. That's $750,000 more than this year. It will be lasting for just around 2 weeks, from 10th of August to 23rd. Also, there will be new format, 4 groups with double elimination, and playoffs for 16 teams. In addition, Riyadh will host BYOC, which is Bring Your Own Computer qualifiers, for 128 local teams. The invite distribution also changed. There will be 2 invites for South and North America each, and 2 for Asia. Honestly, changing the format seems to be a bold move, because many fans liked the previous one at EWC, where teams had no room for mistakes. But now, with the addition of double elimination system, they will get a second chance. Still, let's be honest, extra prize money is always good. Speaking of Esports World Cup, we just couldn't skip over PGL. But you might ask, what do these two completely different TOs have in common? Well, as always, it's all about ESL. You know that basically Esports World Cup is done by ESL because the shakes and all that. So with the announcement of the Esports World Cup dates, which is ESL's event basically, PGL had to cancel their own tournament, which was scheduled for August. Originally, PGL planned to host their event around the same time next year. This was actually announced back in March of last year, but apparently ESL either forgot about it or just didn't care, and they basically decided to extend Esports World Cup's duration just because they wanted to do it. As a result, PGL simply realized that far fewer top 30 teams would attend their event and decided to cancel it altogether. I have to say that this didn't escalate into another public conflict like what we had with PGL Bucharest and IM Chengdu. ESL as usual chose to stay silent and gave no comments. So did PGL. But honestly guys, this feels really weird. I bet that PGL came to Valve and said something that they didn't like about ESL, so I think something will happen, because, you know, PGL are friends with Valve and ESL are not. Anyways, if you have any thoughts about this situation, drop them in the comments below. What do you do if you've been eyeing that sick skin for ages, but Steam prices are just insane? Well, it's easy. Market CSGO's got you covered. It's the biggest CS trading platform out there, running since 2016 with over 10 million users worldwide. So you don't have to worry about trust or reliability. Here, skins are actually cheaper, 20 to even 40% less than on Steam, without Valve's crazy fees. Everything's simple. Buy or sell skins on the website or even on your phone. They've got full apps for both iOS and Android. Browse and just pick what you like. The interface is clean and easy to use, even if it's your first time. And you know, the key thing here is 100% safety. All trades go through the official Steam API with 2-factor authentication, anti-fraud protection, and instant deliveries. Skins don't disappear, don't get locked, and always reach you right away. Plus, there's the Alpha Skin, a digital version of a Steam skin that can instantly swap into a real one without trade bans or locks. And if anything goes wrong, the support is online 24/7, and they actually help. Trades are instant, no waiting around. So hit the link in the pinned comment and check how much you can save on your next trade. Good luck! And wrapping up the topic of tournaments, we just have to talk about the fact that all the participants of the second season of Blast Rivals have officially been announced. The event will feature 8 teams, selected according to the VRS rankings. The specific groups haven't been revealed yet, but for now the confirmed teams are the Mongols, Falcons, Vitality, Pain, Spirit, Spirit, Tyloo, Furia, and Passion UA. The teams will battle it out in Hong Kong from the 14th of November to 16th with a prize pool of $350,000. Just to remind you, the previous Blast Rivals champions are Vitality. Speaking of Blast Rivals participants, let's mention Tyloo. Recently, their player G, well, you know, the cute guy, gave an interview where he was asked what he thought about being ranked 14th in HLTV's prospect report. According to him, that spot is way too high and totally undeserved. He said he'd rather be somewhere around 100th as the biggest noob. I mean, he's a bit too harsh on himself, don't you think? Still, let's hope G manages to overcome the self-doubt and show a solid performance at the upcoming CES Asia Championship, especially since it's taking place right in his hometown of Shanghai. Who knows, maybe he'll even reach the playoffs, just like he said he wanted to. Talking about self-doubt or self-criticism, we just have to mention FaZe's youngest player, the one who's either constantly sent to do post-match interviews, especially after losses, or gets replaced at the very last minute. Yeah, we're talking about Jcobbb. As it turns out, according to Frozen's recent interview, Jcobb's replacement at ESL Pro League Season 22 was actually his own decision. He himself said that he wanted to step down for Rain to take his place, just so Twistzz could have a proper debut with the team. Frozen said that he's really grateful for Jcobb's move, because such a thing from a player, especially in Jcobb's position, is something truly rare. So maybe things aren't as one-sided as people make them out to be when it comes to FaZe and how they treat Jcobbb. Hopefully this all clears up with time and the kid finally gets the chance to prove himself without all the drama hanging over him, because we really believe that he's a talented player. Also, in the same interview, Frozen finally answered the questions everyone's been dying to know. What really happened between him and Navi? Were there actual talks? Was he really planning to join them after the major? And his answer was, well, pretty confusing, but kind of telling at the same time. And this is a quote. Nah. I mean, yeah, but nah. Better not to comment my connection with Navi. And that's all. That's literally what he said. So, I guess, yeah, guys, make of that what you will. Maybe Navi were actually interested. Maybe it was all just insider gossip. Maybe he turned them down. Or maybe, just maybe, he did use that interest to push FaZe a little. Or just imagine he will join Navi after the major. Who knows? As usual, the truth will stay hidden. At least for a couple more years, until someone finally spilled the tea. And now, since we're on topic of roster changes, we just can't skip BIG. Yeah, those same big guys who just can't stop shuffling their lineup. This time it looks like they've fully committed to the rebuild, because earlier we already mentioned that Grex has officially joined the team after sitting on Heroic's bench. And now they decided to replace Crimbo as well. His spot will be taken by Freeze. According to rumors, Freeze might even become the new in-game leader, taking the role away from Tapson, which means the veteran himself could step down as well, or maybe even leave entirely. I mean, guys, what do you think? Will this help BIG finally bounce back and look like a real threat again? Personally, I think it's hard to say, because on one side, they can pull something like a Ninjas in Pyjamas style comeback. They can qualify for a tier 1 event and catch a couple of teams off guard, you know, with some spicy strats and others being unprepared. But on the other side, it could be a disaster. You know, going international might be tough. Either way, we just wish them good luck, because they will need it. Now, finally, my friends, let's move on to the last days of ESL Pro League Season 22, because it was spicy. The first semifinal was between Mouse and Falcons. It all started on Inferno, and right from the start, things went horribly wrong for Falcons. At one point, they were down 0-6, but somehow they pulled themselves together and managed to take 6 rounds in a row, bringing the game back to even. After switching sides, the chaos began. Both teams were trading round streaks, and of course, it all ended in overtimes, where Monacy absolutely popped off. first he clutched a 1v2, then a 1v3 and secured the map point for his team. The second map started with Mouse taking the first 2 rounds, but Falcons immediately answered back by winning the first buy round and then building up some momentum with 2 more in a row. The first half ended 7-5 for Falcons, and after the switch they won 5 rounds straight, reaching the map point and basically sealing the deal. Mouse tried to come back, they took 2 rounds, but it wasn't enough. Falcons felt confident and went through it to the grand finals. The second semifinal was FaZe, who are still refusing to end their last dance, against Vitality, who desperately needed some success. Mirage started off even, but then Vitality took control. They finished the first half 9-3. After the switch, they won the pistol round and the force buy, going up 11-3, and it looked like GG already. But, you know, FaZe Clan, they're kings of comebacks, so they woke up, took 4 in a row, and somehow pushed the game to overtimes. There, it was a back-and-forth test, both teams taking rounds in pairs, but FaZe Clan somehow managed to grab 3 in a row on T-side and closed the map in their favor. Vitality were 1 map away from losing, so next came Inferno. FaZe Clan started strong again, taking the first half 7-5. Then they extended the lead to 9-5 after the side switch. But after it, Vitality flipped it completely. 8 straight rounds, and, well, farewell FaZe, we're going to map 3. The decider was Dust 2. Vitality opened with a dominant 5-1 start, but FaZe tried to recover. They were really close, although they trailed behind and it was 7-5 after the first half. And then Vitality crushed them again. Clean pistol rounds, strong follow-up, and after trading a few rounds, they reached the map point. It wasn't a big deal for Vitality to finish this series, and they are headed to the grand finals. But before it, we had to watch the third place decider, which now actually matters for the VRS ranking. So Mouse faced FaZe Clan, and Ancient started as nightmare for FaZe. Mouse went 6-0 right off the bat. FaZe Clan tried to fight back, but Mouse stayed in full control and closed the map clearly. And then on overpass, Mouse looked just as confident. I mean, not as brutal of a start, but still 4-1 up. The half ended 7-5, and after a short back and forth, Mouse just locked the win and claimed third place. Now onto the grand finals of ESL Pro League Season 22, Vitality vs Falcons. Interestingly, both teams hadn't won a single event this season. For Vitality, it was a chance to finally regain confidence, and for Falcons, an opportunity to prove that they're more than just a bunch of high-paid stars. And the start looked promising for Falcons, 3 rounds in a row, but then Vitality struck back. FlameZ got a knife frag. The match stayed neck and neck, tied at halftime. It was close. But after the switch, Vitality went on a tear. 5 rounds straight, 11-6 lead. And though Falcons tried to do something with 4 of their own, it wasn't enough. Falcons made a couple of mistakes that weren't allowed at this point. They lost 2 rounds and Vitality took the map. Here we have to mention FlameZ, who ended with a massive 1.71 rating. Next was Trey, and early on the game was close. Vitality were up 5-3, but then suddenly it was 8-4 by halftime. And then after the switch, total domination, 11-4 lead. Falcons just couldn't hold on to it. Kyosuke had an especially rough map, 8 frags, 16 deaths, and nothing worked. I remind you that this is a best of 5, so next came Dust 2. It began with Mazzy clutching a 1v4, which was absolutely insane. And it mentally destroyed Falcons because they basically disappeared. Vitality ran up 5-0, then 7-2, and then 10-5. And after one small mistake from Nico during a retake, the French team finished it off and became champions. It is their first title since the start of the second season. Vitality fans, we are are so back. The players themselves are pretty hyped. They said it brought them more confidence than any other win this season, and that now they are fully focused on chasing another major. Now, some cool stats. Robs became the only player in CS history to win 5 EPL titles, 1 with Mouse, 2 with FaZe, and now 2 with Vitality. Surprisingly, Zywoo wasn't the MVP. m0NESY took the award, and it was honestly fully deserved. Ilya said he was happy with his performance overall, but the final wasn't his best. Nico apologized to the fans, blaming himself for the crucial mistake on Dust. And, well, kyousuke refused to wear his silver medal, he just held it in his hands. And of course, Overdrive couldn't keep quiet. He said that m0NESY and kyousuke would have won 3 times more trophies without Nico and Zonic. Bro, Overdrive, considering Falcons have 0 trophies, multiply 0 by 3, we still get 0. So Overdrive, I think you need to do some math class. Anyways, that wraps it up. The tournament's over, Vitality are back on top, and Falcons honestly showed that they can fight. Guys, what do you think about EPL Season 22? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Now, that's all for today, my friends. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button to follow our channel, and yeah, as we said, drop by in the comments below. And for now, we're not saying goodbye for a long time. See you soon!